Welcome to part 16. We're starting round 3, the entire purpose of which is to move off-map teams onto the map, or watch them die trying. Just like round 1, all remaining teams will be on the wheel, but every time a team is involved in an action, whether chosen by the wheel or attacked, win or lose, they come off the wheel. In this way, we will cycle through every team left before too long, and there is simply no hiding. To all those teams that have gone once ages ago and never since, I'm looking at you, Fargo. Your time will come. If we happen to get all 9 offshore teams onto the map in the first 20 spins or so, it doesn't matter. We're going all the way until the wheel is empty. Then round 4 will begin, which I believe will be simply the long march to the end. I want to shout out to the guy that I saw at the Rockies-Phillies game yesterday, sporting the Florence Yalls home jersey. I yelled out to him, "Florence Yalls!" And he turned around real quick. We were separated by a crowd, but he turned around real quick oh my God, somebody knows this jersey. It was awesome. I did want to say that for those of you who are El Paso fans and Pittsburgh Pirate fans, Paul Skeens and Randy Vasquez, the two players whose upgrades were not recorded last time, everything's fine. They got what they were supposed to. Randy Vasquez got a 100-point upgrade. Skeens got a 50-point upgrade. It did happen. I was going to show that at the beginning of this, but we're just going to move on. Trust me. All right, so teams like the Mesa Solar Sox, Visalia, the Boston Red Sox, these are teams that haven't gone in ages. So we're going to force some things here. And we're getting the Chihuahuas first. All right, so those of you who missed, let me make sure I'm recording. Those of you who missed Randy Vasquez, you will get some satisfaction here right off the bat. Gaining massive amounts of territory of mostly New Mexico. And they're headed south. Is this possible? Yeah, sure. I don't know if that's strong enough. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're fine. This upgrade gets him tied for the lead. He's going to go up 1 on both of these, so he's no longer unknown locally. He's insignificant, and nationwide also insignificant. I know that doesn't sound great, but it's better than unknown, and it's certainly better than disliked, which is the lowest. Control right, or the new thing, velocity. Okay, so velocity is going to hold control right up to 510. This is going to be huge. Look at this. 98 control versus righties. He's freaking out when he has to face a lefty. He's gone up 1 point. Okay, that left-handed controls kind of holding him back. It is pretty low. People know who he is suddenly, and he will start their first game, whatever it turns out to be. All right, 1 down, 186 to go. Our next contestant. I don't know how many I'm doing this time. I'll stop when I get to 160. Glacier Range Riders. This is Montana. Probably a game. No, actually. And they're going to get that middle county that's kind of keeping everybody separated. Now this area can get it on. So if you get picked in this round and you're still alive at the end of it, for whatever reason, you win a game or you're just getting improved, you gotta breathe a sigh of relief and just hope your luck holds out and no one's gonna get to you. Now, teams like the Chukars, the Boise Hawks, the Billings Mustangs, even the Salt Lake Bees, they have nothing to worry about. But these guys do. There could be one team here with a giant chunk. By the way, this is beautiful territory, this whole area. There could be one team with a giant chunk of Montana. In all this time, this is only the second move for the Glacier Range Riders. Their upgrade player is Noah Owen, and he will be getting Velocity. This will be the very first time anyone has gotten Velocity. I'm going to have to restock the pitching wheel. And we're going to add velocity. This is the first time this has ever happened. What is this guy? He's a 38. And we're going to go up 1 in both categories. So 92 to 94. I think he went up 1 point. Did he not? Wasn't he a 38? Yeah, I think he was. Boy, that's interesting. He only went up 2 miles an hour. It raised his overall 1 point. We have given people 100 points on certain attributes that have done nothing for them visually overall. But that's interesting. All right, taking them off, we're at 185. Asheville Tourists. Could be playing the Greenville Drive here in a second. Yeah, I almost said that. Asheville Terrace. The Asheville Tourists and the Greenville Drive. All right, first game of the third round. This is really interesting. The Asheville Tourists have done something on purpose here. This is, I realize I'm imagining that, but the Greenville Drive look gettable. First of all, these are both high A teams in the same league, so it's not like they're overreaching or really reaching at all. And Greenville has lineup problems. They're going to have two pitchers playing, looks like first and third. Not that big of a deal for first base, but third base could cause some drama. The Asheville pitcher is also better. This is the first game for both teams. Tyler Ivey and Hayden Mullins are the upgrade players for both teams. Mullins has gotten 2 upgrades, and Ivey's only had 1, but as you can see, Ivey is the better of the 2. Let's go to the 5th. So after 4 innings, Asheville is beating the pants off of Greenville. Things could turn around here. Greenville has moved on from Hayden Mullins. Stephen Brooks has faced 2 batters and gotten 2 strikeouts, it looks like. I think we'll do 2 more. Up to the 7th. It's just getting worse. We'll do inning by inning. Okay. The 8th. And top of the 9th. All right, I don't really like doing this, and if I do it, I'm going to show it. Is it likely that Greenville is going to score 8 runs and win this game right now? No. But if it happens and I sim it, Johan Fran Garcia, the DH, is hitting, and let's see what the drop-off is between the 7-hitter, 29-36, and the 8-hitter, who is a pitcher. 28-34. Not that bad. And yeah, my goodness, this is not a DSL team. Mr. Garcia, with the home crowd behind him, grounds out too short, and that's all well done. Luis Ravello. This could be the end of one of the White Sox. It's actually looking likely like it's going to be the end of one of the the Red Sox lower league teams. Hudson White is the final hope to spark. And no, there's nutty. I couldn't even finish the sentence before he struck out. And the Red Sox have lost a team. Asheville Tourists should have won that game, and they did. Boy, look at this outfield wall. That's crazy. This is like the Greenville's chances of winning. Tyler Ivey, MVP. All right, this feels like a big move. This feels like Asheville just put their big boy pants on and they've done something. The Spartanburgers are in, danger now. And I know the Spartanburgers also have probably even worse lineup problems than Greenville did. Now Greenville, we're going to send Hayden Mullins as the only player since they've never played a game. Hayden Mullins struck out 9 batters in that game, and so did Tyler Ivey. So Ivey got the win and was the MVP and everything, but they both had 9 strikeouts. I thought that was interesting. We say goodbye forever to the Greenville Drive. Where is Hayden Mullins? Look at that. Hayden Mullins is probably going to start their next game. So it looks like their whole roster is in the 30s. Yeah, the whole roster's in the 30s except for their top 2 pitchers. They got a number 2 starter out of that game. Okay, Asheville Tourists are out for the rest of this part of the game. And the Greenville Drive are out forever. 183 are on the wheel. Rome Emperors. We just have to go a little south for this. They could be playing the Atlanta Braves. They have a huge chance to get one more upgrade before hell rains down on them. Yeah, they're going to be safe. They're bordering the Trash Pandas now. You better stay away from the Trash Pandas. Alright, that looks like I'm trying to force a game with the Trash Pandas. It's the best place I can put them. Trust me, I don't want the Trash Pandas to go anytime soon. The Rome player is Tyler Tulve, who is a catcher. Come on, there's 4 of them in there. One short. 498, and he's a 45. Back again, wheel sits at 182. Our next contestant is the Buffalo Bisons. Buffalo Bisons already have a giant chunk of New York. They could be entering themselves into the Pennsylvania market here. Don't really see a scenario where they attack Rochester. I don't think so. Next spin. Free territory to the northeast. Okay, that one's easy. Didn't make themselves a bigger target. Blue Jays. Kind of wanted them to go into Pennsylvania. God, I can't wait till Toronto goes. I can't wait to figure out. I want them to go to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. 4th upgrade for Joey LaPerfido. So Buffalo's really getting their mileage out of the upgrade process. Look at this guy. Power left. Think he might have gotten this before? No, he had power right. He's gotten them both. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, this also puts LaPerfido tied for the most upgrade points. So he's going up on both of these. 501. His overall power is 103. 72. He goes up another 7 points. Look out, Western New York. At this point, I don't know if Toronto wants any of this. I mean, there's far easier trees to climb in the area. He's great at fielding. He can play all over the place. They can stick him anywhere if they need to pinch hit for somebody. And he just murders the ball. And we are going on to DSL Pirates Gold. Oh, you know what? This is the team that moved into South Texas. Yeah, they're right here. Rushing toward the Corpus Christi Hooks. Not my policy to move these logo-less teams, so they're just going to stay there. DSL Pirates Gold are 3-0. I kind of lost track of them. They were amongst the first few teams to go. They're probably in the middle of episode 1. The first time they appeared. They've inherited 3 players, but they've never had an upgrade. This is really interesting. They beat the DSL Diamondbacks Black, the DSL Red Sox Blue, and the DSL Orioles Black. And now they're threatening the Corpus Christi Hooks. Adrian Delgado is an import. All right, this is an original roster player, Cesar Aquino. He has played before I've said that name. He's probably on the strikeout list. Anyway, this is their best guy. Holding runners. 196. And he's still a 31. Okay, so that is the DSL Pirates Gold. I'm going to show you this guy since he's probably appeared in a whole number of games. There he is, Cesar Aquino, 31. Just got his first upgrade, holding runners. He'll either be the foundation of this team that begins to rule Southern Texas, or he'll end up on the Corpus Christi Hooks. 180 teams left on the wheel. I think only one team has been eliminated so far in round 3. Now we got the DSL Athletics, who are the biggest landholders in Texas. They just saw what Pirates Gold did and decided, no, we have the most territory in Texas, and they're about to prove it. They can hit the Nationals. They really kind of need to. Oh, man. Just couldn't wait. Just couldn't. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're not playing the Rockhounds. The question is, which county are they hitting? Okay, I'm going to say that they're going through the borderline. And I've already set precedent on that. If it's going through the border and ends up somewhere else, it's somewhere else. All right, that wasn't the biggest piece of land, but they are definitely keeping a step ahead of the Pirates Gold. All right, the DSL Athletics are kind of the opposite of the Pirates Gold. They have moved 4 times, and they've never played a game. This Jose Pinto is about to get his 4th upgrade. All right, Pinto just also became tied for the most upgrade points. So he's going up in both popularity categories. 350, he passed Thomas Harrington and Sammy Natera to join, I think he's the 5th person to get 350. We really need Danny Kerwin to show up to kind of reset the bar on that. Jose Pinto, 100 on infield arm. 249. Put some padding in your glove, first baseman. 249. Look, he has clearly gotten infield range before. Look at these numbers. He's screwing around with fielding. Just make him a shortstop. He's their #1 starter and has no idea what he's doing. Wow, okay. This team's a joke. He's tied for the most upgrade points, and he's 28 rated. He can't even separate himself from his own teammates. All right, that's it for the DSL Athletics, unless Midland decides to take a shot at them, or the DSL Nationals. See if we get 3 DSL teams in a row. Casually shooting for 160 on this. Icheon Twins. All right, Icheon Twins are this Korean Futures team holding down the northwestern United States. This is one of my favorite places in the world. It's pretty amazing. All right, that was super annoying. I spun the wheel at least 12 times before I got a legit direction. This team barely exists. They have 21 players, and 3 of those are on military duty, so they really have 18. They've never played anybody. The fact that they're still hanging around is kind of a joke. The Mariners just need to take them out. So many good teams have died. But that's kind of cool. It's, they're gonna ride in style for a while and then die. Here they are, 21 players. In fact, I'm just gonna, every time I see one of these, we're gonna get rid of the military players. Myung Park, 3rd upgrade. He's at a 36. Control right. He needs it. I don't know how he's at 36. 403. 36 to 37. Looks like the Mariners will have a shot at some records. Still could be a while. Icheon's on the shelf now, and the Mariners can't hit them because of Puget Sound. Yeah, so Icheon's gonna be around in round 4. That's crazy. Down to 178. West Michigan Whitecaps. Yeah, they're safe. Okay, now they now border the Great Lake Loons. West Michigan Whitecaps have Dylan Smith as their guy. He is also a pitcher. 3rd upgrade. Oh my god. Don't make fun of it. 133. Dude was incapable at turning 2. Now he can do it. Don't make fun. 44. West Virginia Black Bears, one of 2 draft league teams remaining. They're on the edge of a bad scene. The Teen Wolf Fan Club. Oh my god. Okay, if they lose to the Teen Wolf Fan Club and give them power. Yeah, they're playing them. Okay. Teen Wolf Fan Club is finally going. Neither one of these teams have ever played before. I have told the Pirates multiple times to take care of this problem. They have ignored me. But I'm not sure if a draft league team has won a game. Well, here we go. This doesn't look good for me. Del Rosario should be controlling this game from beginning to end. We have a ridiculous attendance at this game of 803, which dwarfs many of the major league teams that we've seen. Not only is Del Rosario, somebody on the Wild Things is going to get an popularity boost, and the team is going to get popularity boost, and they're going to get more territory, and they're going to get better. This is the wrong direction. We're going to the 5th. Well, Del Rosario, let's go. Oh, look at this guy. I thought his name was Sandwich. Let's see how he does. We're going to do 1 inning. Okay, West Virginia pulls ahead. Del Rosario still on the mound. 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. 1 more inning. 6th inning. Okay, he's out. Jordan De Valerio. Okay, Del Rosario is not going to be the MVP. He is losing the game currently. On the hook for the loss. We're going to do the 7th inning. Wow. And the 8th. Half inning for West Virginia. To remind you, look who is on the mound, Gabe Craig. West Virginia has a functioning coaching staff. They put him in for the 9th. He's ready to go. No pitches thrown. Best player in the pitching staff on the mound. Joe Elvis Del Rosario is out of the game. To remind you, if West Virginia wins this game, Joe Elvis Del Rosario vanishes into thin air. West Virginia cannot import players. They can only give upgrades, and they all go to this guy. Tyreek Reed. Let's see if the Teen Wolf Fan Club can pull out of this nosedive they're doing. Okay, that's a hit. Beautiful hit to left field. So we got a guy on first. Tying run at first. No outs. Caleb McNeely at the plate. 25-34. Here we go. Strikes out. Robert Chaka. We are really weak now in the Wild Things lineup. Pittsburgh Pirates, I want you to look at this. Jeff LeCory, I would say, is completely outmatched by Gabe Craig. It's a 24 versus, I think, a 36. Man on first. And it's a single. Okay, we got a guy on first and second. This is awesome. Teen Wolf Fan Club struggling to stay alive. Tom Caulfield. Do they have no one else? Literally no. Contact of 6, power of 7. Gabe Craig. Do what you're paid to do, and he does. Joe Elvis Del Rosario is history. West Virginia invades Pennsylvania, and the Teen Wolf Fan Club is gone. Another player falls into the trap of the Draft League Fall League black hole. 1-0. Player of the game is Jamie Arnold, which I figured it would be once I saw this. 6 1/3, 7 strikeouts. No earned runs, obviously. This is really impressive. The Wild Things were favored at every position of the lineup, including starting pitcher, who had a massive advantage. And now that starting pitcher, Joe Elvis Del Rosario, is no longer in the game. Okay, so the Black Bears really could have used Joe Elvis Del Rosario. Draft League only had two teams left, and they stay alive. Gabe Craig is getting an upgrade. My goodness, just wiping these out. Infield range, 197. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, at least me. Okay, my least favorite logo in the whole game is gone now. And it might look like the Black Bears would be bigger up here. It looks like I'm trying to hide them from Pittsburgh, but I am not. The Black Bears have done the job that the Pirates refused to do. They're more Pennsylvanian than West Virginian now. $176. KC Royals. One of my favorite teams remaining. Unless the Monarchs have a really bad day, it looks like the Royals will not be assaulting them. No. Looks like they've got the Springfield Cardinals on their mind. This will be the second upgrade for Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt is at an 82. First upgrade went to running speed. Okay. Hey, he's a shortstop. Turn double plays. 75, 199. Okay, he was an 82. He's an 84. So he got faster and he got better at playing short. Looking at doing 15 more of these. Lakeland, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but there is a possibility we don't have a game. Likelihood is very low. They tried, but it is the Tortugas. The consolidation of Central and South Florida continues. It is a Florida State League matchup, 2 single-A teams. Okay, I'm going to give you the rundown on these two teams. They've both been incredibly active. The Daytona Tortugas have pulled in 3. They have no upgrades. They've pulled in 3 imports. Mitch Mueller, relief pitcher of 34. Randall Diaz, a second baseman at 31. Jackson Lancaster is a closer at 39. They beat the FCL Twins 6-2. They beat the FCL Nationals 7-0. And they beat the FCL Rays 2-1. Kind of struggled in that last game. It looks like they're going to be back to their number 1 starter, Adam Serwanowski, for this game. Now let's talk about Lakeland. Has 1 upgrade to Woody Hedin. I believe he plays second base. They have imported the catcher, 32 rated catcher Enrique Jimenez, and 34 rated pitcher Cam Brown, who I think is starting this game. They have beaten the FCL Tigers 7-5 and the FCL Phillies 5-2. So these 2 Florida League teams, I believe single A, have accounted for a combined 5 FCL teams going down the tubes. Cam Brown starting. They're both 34. Adam Serwanowski. Randall Diaz will be starting for the Tortugas. Mitch Miller's a reliever. And Jackson Lancaster is their closer. On the other side, the Flying Tigers are starting Woody Hedin, who is their best player. And Enrique Jimenez, their import, is playing catcher. One of these teams will be gone. They're a combined 5-0. Playing each other is the most difficult game that they've actually had. The wind is blowing out to right at 10 miles an hour. This is a big game. I think we need to go half innings. No, we'll go single innings. First inning. Whoa. Lakeland just basically announced themselves as a serious team. What the heck? What are they? They're in line to inherit 4 players. in this game. Let's do the second. All right, let's jump to the fifth. Okay. We're back to a game. For a second, I thought we were on the verge of seeing 54-0. Now let's go to through the fifth. Okay, they've reasserted themselves. Sixth inning. What? This is crazy. This is all out war for Central Florida. God, okay, the Tortugas will inherit 3 players if they win this game. Okay, we had to do half innings now. Top of the 7th, Lakeland suddenly looking down the barrel of a 7-run deficit. I get 1. Ethan Sloan on the mound trying to stop the bleeding. Sammy Stafura at the plate. All right. Lakeland, top of the 8th. Really got to make up some ground here. And they don't. Daytona, here we go. Jack Penny, we're at the bottom of the order. The bottom 3 hitters. Is Woody Hedin about to be challenging Sammy Stafura for playing second base? That is a home run. They lead off with a home run from the 7 hitter. Man, that was nuts. I thought he had flown out to left, and it just kept going. 15-10. That was easy. We're guaranteed to be back to the top of the order. Nomar Fana, 22-26. I think Daytona just put in a new pitcher. No, they haven't. Cole Schoenvetter. Zach McDonald, number 9, 22-28. This game's over. Jackson Strong, final gasp of the Lakeland Flying Tigers they've been an institution in this game. This could be it for them. Schoenwetter is exhausted. Wow, what are they doing? They're just riding him. They have options. What are they doing? I don't understand. They're going with the hot hand, even after the home run. All right, leadoff man. If anybody can do it, this guy can. And he strikes out! An exhausted Cole Schoenvetter, I don't know, strikes out the side, and Daytona takes over Central Florida and inherits 3 players. Who is the player of the game? Peyton Stovall? They hit no home runs and score 15. They only had 3 doubles. Were there a million walks? Okay, there were 7. Daytona's 4-0. And they scored by far the most runs they've ever scored against the best team they've ever played. Of course, they've also never allowed that many runs. Most runs they've ever allowed was 2, but the most they've ever scored was 7. We have 2 big stories here as far as individuals go. Sammy Stafura just became the leader in stolen bases. He has 4. He is the sole leader now. So he's getting a double popularity boost. And Cole Schoenvetter, that was his 2nd victory. So he's also getting a double boost. And then Peyton Stovall is getting the local boost for getting the MVP. That's pretty amazing. First of all, let's do this. Woody Hedin, his upgrade days are over. He only got 1 50-point upgrade. Woody Hedin to Tortuga. Enrique Jimenez to Tortuga. Last but not least, Cam Brown. So we say goodbye to the Lakeland Flying Tigers. They were a seminal part of the game, but now they're joining their page mates, the Cleveland Guardians, in the Eternal Void. By the way, I have an idea for another contest like this, and I tested it yesterday to see if it would work, and it did, but I immediately deleted the test, and I'm abandoning it until this is finished. I concentrate only on this, but I do have a really good idea for another baseball thing. Daytona Tortugas now have 31 players. We got Woody Hedin, Cam Brown, Enrique Jimenez, all new players, all in the top half of ability on the team. So Cam Brown should be making a break onto the rotation. Wow, he does. All right. So Soronowski's still first. Cam Brown will be second. All right, now this will be the really interesting part. Does Stafura keep his job? There's no way he keeps his job. He's the stolen base leader for the league. He's the leadoff hitter. And Woody Hedin and... Okay, so is Enrique Jimenez gonna... Yeah, Alfredo Duno is doomed. There's no way he's keeping his job. Well, they're close. Let's just see. Stafura goes to shortstop. Hedin's batting cleanup. Enrique Jimenez becomes the DH. He's got a significantly better arm. Hedin is the backup shortstop. Boy, this Randall Diaz guy, who once upon a time... Oh, they claimed him from somewhere. Boy, they can't find a spot for him. Backup DH, backup first base, third string, second and short. Not a defensive sub. He's the top pinch running option. Tortugas definitely got better. They certainly got more popular. 2 of the top 4 in their lineup are imports now. I would have liked to have seen Hedin get more upgrades. He was one of the first people to get upgraded, and so he was kind of like a fan favorite. His upgrade road has ended, although he's still alive. He's on the Tortugas. They're gonna have to face the Marlins or the Rays at some point. I think this team will easily take the rest of the FCL teams that are left. They also have a route now to go north. We leave Florida behind, possibly. 173 to go. Back to Texas, the San Antonio Missions. Not in danger of a game, but they're going to poke closer and closer to one. This is Ethan Salas' 3rd upgrade. He's up to 250 now. I do want to point out he's a catcher. I'm not going to stop holding my breath for catching upgrades. He's a good defensive catcher, but he does have offensive issues. So let's see what the wheel does. This will be the first time it picks. This will be the first time it picks a catcher thing, and it's for a catcher that actually. I'm not going to complain though. I mean, I'm waiting for this. Maybe he becomes an elite catcher. Oh my gosh. Well, he's not batting 8th anymore. I think 2 people have jumped up 19 points because of power right. 42. Oh my god, he has no power. 339. It went up to 41. It's still yellow. So he's at a 44 now. Yeah, Ethan Salas goes up 2 points. All right, let's see if he comes up in the order. Oh my god, he dropped to 9th. Oh, the mysteries will never be solved. Oosterhout Twins. Oosterhout. Don't point east. They're far away from any trouble. Oh, I remember this name. Misia Harkson. Failed to pull away with a 50-point upgrade from... Oh, it's their ace. Failed to pull away from Raf Koku. Can move into the 30s on their rating. Control left. 315. Yeah, they moved up 1. Back for another exciting episode. It's later the same day as before, and we're going to Winnipeg. I was just looking at Winnipeg this morning. All right, Jacob Robson. You can tell what he got recently. A little more patience. 508. Weird. We're down to 169. Gastonia Ghost Peppers. Oh, they're next to my beloved Kannapolis. Second upgrade for Nick Snyder. Baseball IQ. Oh, he maxes out. He's going to have 22 left over. 200 baseball IQ. And then this goes to Babbitt. He gets 22, so that's 146. Kia Tigers. Interesting. think they're threading the needle perfectly here to catch the Hanwha Eagles. These KBO teams can't stop attacking each other even when they're on land. Kia Tigers looking like they have the dominant force here. 2,300 plus people at this game. It's pretty impressive. There will be popularity boosts for the team that wins and the MVP. All right, for the Kia Tigers, they've never played a game, so they have no imports. They've had one upgrade when they moved on to the West Coast. Scott Maxwell, the starting pitcher today, was their upgrade player. He got 50 points. Hanwha Eagles have not upgraded they're the opposite. They haven't upgraded anybody. They've played one game. They beat Seosan 12-1. Hyun Jin Ryu is their number 2 pitcher. That's pretty much all there is to say. Let's go ahead and get into the game. I'm going to do half inning for the first just to see. Okay, the Kia Tigers heavily favored. Let's see if Hanwha... Okay, that's why we're doing that. Whoa, Chan-Ho Park. Massive flashbacks. I was like, how can this be? He is a pitcher. We're going to the 5th. And Hanwha's winning, making a bid to go 2-0. Oh, I didn't talk about the Hanwha import. It is Seo-Hyun Kim, this guy. Probably their second best bullpen guy. All right, we're going to go to the 7th. We still have the same. We're going to go to the 8th. Okay, now we're going to play through the 8th up to the 9th, and we're going to see if Kia can come back here. Got the bottom of the order. It's always the bottom of the order. Not looking good. Jormy May, overall of 42 against the number 8 hitter. Kia Tigers in trouble. Strikes out the first 2. Now he's just got the 9 hitter. Okay, Mr. Kim, if I was you, I would blast one right at the first baseman. This is the Kia Tigers' first game, and maybe their last game. And the first baseman catches the ball, and the game is over. Scott Maxwell is the player of the game. He's on the losing side. Since he is probably going to be transferring to Hanwha, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade his popularity. Local popularity to insignificant. Second best player. I think he'll be starting the next game. Yes, Dongju Moon was booted out of the rotation, and Scott Maxwell will start the next game. Hanwha has picked up 2 players, a 45 and a 40. Once again, the team that the computer likes goes down in flames. And I want to point out that we've been doing this for a while now. The whole point of this round is to get these 9 teams on the main map. Haven't seen one of them yet. Down to 166. Wilson Warbirds. The ultimate minor league baseball player is in Durham. I don't want them to play Durham. They're not ready. Here we go. We're just going to have a border with Fayetteville now. Sam Garcia, 3rd update for Sam Garcia. Movement left, 407. Okay, I am sorry, folks, but it's the evening, and I haven't recorded in the evening in a long time. And I went swimming today. I'm a little out of it. I'm kind of tired. So I wasn't recording for the selection of the Loons and their arrow, which took them, I'll show you in a second. The Loons were here, and their arrow pointed at 11 o'clock. So there was this square county right here. Took that county. All right, there's your view of Michigan. It's 3rd upgrade for the Great Lake Loons. Their guy is Wyatt Crowell. Infield error. DSL Astros Orange. Are these guys? Yes! We have our first of 9. They must enter the map. It looks like ACL White Sox, who have already won 3 games. ACL White Sox being invaded by the Astros Orange. The ACL White Sox are one of the most successful teams in the league. I mean, they were born in the right spot to have that opportunity. They don't have any... Oh, they do have one upgrade. I forgot. They went into New Mexico at the very beginning. They upgraded their relief pitcher, Phil Fox. He got a 50-point upgrade that was ages ago. Since then, they've been on the defensive. They've been attacked by the ACL. They've beaten all these teams. They've been attacked by the ACLAs, the ACL Giants, and the ACL Dodgers. All of those games have been close. None of them have been no greater lead than 3 runs in any of those finals. They do have, I was thinking 6 was the most that anybody had imported. The ACL White Sox have imported 7 players. So let's see how many of these guys are in their starting lineup. First of all, Chase Burns, the starting pitcher and their best pitcher, they inherited. Justin Dean, their leadoff man, is an import. Tyler Naquin is an import. Jared Sprague-Lott was the first player they ever picked up. He's still in the lineup. 4 of the starters today. Almost half of their starters. They brought in 4 pitchers, one of whom is starting. Houston. Pablo Nunez is an import. He's leading off. Yeah, the guy they're using as a closer is also an import. Not as much to say there. Astros are really struggling compared to this lineup. It looks like okay, this is nuts. If the White Sox win this game, if they win this game, they're going to import the best player on the team, which I'm not sure who that is. They'll import Pablo Nunez and Fred Fajardo. Now, they won't be able to really use any of these people, but they will have 10 players imported. They're the first to hit 7. They will be the first to hit 8, 9, and 10. Let's look at this Chicago defense here. Pretty solid. We are talking about a rookie league team. And look at this offense. Defense. I don't expect this to be close. I'm going to the 5th. What? Okay. The White Sox just broke the runs per inning record. Chase Burns has 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. He has 10 strikeouts and he's only thrown 61 pitches. They could break... They're only 6 runs away from the biggest blowout. They've already broken the record for most runs in an inning. And they're 10 runs away from breaking the record for most runs ever scored. In the meantime, the Astros have 1 hit and an error. I'm going half innings because we just missed a record. Astros in the 5th. Okay, they heard me say all that and they're like, we will be damned if we're going to let them set all of those records. I mean, they just set the biggest blowout record way back. Game log, I got to look at the 3rd inning. What happened? Okay, Justin Dean walks. McLean hits a double. Naquin grounds out. The 3rd batter of the inning grounded out. Montgomery walked. Magoyan hit by pitch. Jared Sprague singles. Bonemer walks. Tamez walks. They change pitchers. Adrian Gill singles. Justin Dean doubles. Nick McLean singles. Naquin singles. Montgomery doubles. Magoyan singles. They change pitchers. I can't wait to look at the box score. Sprague-Lott walks. Bonemer singles. Tamez walks. Gill walks. Oh my God. Dean singles, and there's an error on the play, and McLean flies out. Naquin walks, and Braden Montgomery strikes out looking. 16 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and it seemed about 7 walks. Let's see if we can get back on track for all these scoring records. Let's go, White Sox. All right. Oh, what? Okay, after the inherited pitcher Chase Burns, apparently the White Sox bullpen needs help. And they're not going to get it from the Astros Orange. All right, bottom of the 6th. They won't get the bottom of the 9th. They got to do it in the next 2 innings. They cannot keep the Astros from scoring. All-time high score is 31. 2 teams have done it. We got 2 innings to get 4 runs. This always happens. Okay, your last chance to add yourself into another slot of the record books, White Sox. Here we go. Oh well. 27-8, still pretty awesome. Let's look at this. Bonemer is the player of the game. Houston pitching. 20 walks. The one person who didn't walk anybody, didn't get anybody out, and allowed 6 earned runs. Burns was dominating and then fell apart after 5, or at 5, I guess. We have some huge announcements to make here. Chase Burns, despite the fact that he limped out of this game, he had 12 strikeouts in his last start. So he's up to 24. He has absolutely launched himself up the strikeout list, and so he's going to get a double popularity boost. Bonemer's going to get a +1 local. The whole team is going to get multiple upgrades, popularity upgrades. Let's find out who is going to leave the sinking ship of the Houston Astros behind, who, by the way, I didn't say this before the game, beat the DSL Cubs Blue, the team that inherited the Cubs logo, and then, Fred Fajardo is going White Sox. Pablo Nunez is on his way. It looks like we have a tie. We haven't had to break a tie in a long time. It's going to be Omar Damian or Ariel LeBron. So we are going with LeBron. It's moving to the ACL White Sox. Goodbye, Houston Astros. In fact, let's do this while we're at it. Massive coastal empire of the ACL White Sox. Look at the mighty White Sox, who now have 35 players. By the way, the Chicago White Sox are the #1 team on the strength of victory, and now this team is #3. In between them is Daytona Tortugas. Look at these names: Depozo, Baden Root, Phil Fox. I wonder if Phil Fox will ever get an upgrade again. There's Danny Hilario. Let's go to the lineups, and I don't think anything will change here either. Pablo Nunez. No, they managed to insert Pablo Nunez into the lineup as the DH. And LeBron is on the pinch hitting list. He's on the defensive sub list. ACL White Sox just got better. Okay, all the popularity ratings have been adjusted. Atlanta Braves. How long can the Gwinnett Stripers avoid facing the Atlanta Braves? And do the Braves really want to play them? This is a snake in the grass. This might be a nice practice. If there is a game here, this will be the final act. I think they're going after Rome. Rome Emperors being invaded by the Atlanta Braves. This will be the first game for the Braves. Neither one of these teams have played a game. The Braves have had 2 50-point upgrades to Ronald Acuna Jr. The Rome Emperors have had 150 points of upgrades to Tyler Tolvey. And as you can see, he has progressed nicely. I want to point something out. This is interesting. Spencer Strider is the first, and this is, according to the AI management, Walt Weiss. This is Walt Weiss's idea. Spencer Strider is not their best pitcher, but he is #1 in the rotation. Chris Sale is their best pitcher, who is #2. And so I think it's really interesting, and I swear I didn't do this, that they're using Strider, who is 11 points lower than Chris Sale, to take on Rome, probably with the idea that Gwinnett will be next and they're going to have Chris Sale for that game. That's really interesting. That's pretty much all there is to say about this. There is a pathetic attendance here of 218. The ACL game I just played in Arizona had more people at it. Didier Fuentes versus the Atlanta Braves. Let's do the half inning just to see. Yeah, okay, so the dam broke. Didn't go nuts, but there's definitely a hole in it. Rome, what are you going to do against Spencer Strider? Absolutely nothing. Oops, I hit that again. Boy, the bottom of the Braves order did nothing, and then Rome scores. Quick, warm up Chris Sale to the 5th. Something I didn't even mention because I got out of the lineups real fast is the left fielder and the center fielder are pitchers. Murphy and Mayer are pitchers. Yeah, it looked like things were brewing there. Another half inning, and again, the Braves are at the magical 4-run lead, which seems to be insurmountable when you're playing a non-major league team. Half an inning. All right, here's the whole 7th, the whole 8th, top of the 9th. We have to do it. Bottom of the 9th, at Rome. And the first batter goes down swinging. We just have a nonstop parade of 1-1 hitters here for Rome. These are the pitchers. So the big 7-run comeback is starting off with the 2 pitchers, which Grant Holmes has no problem with. Here is the leadoff man. Is this the beginning of a 7-run comeback with 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, at home? No. Player of the game, Jerks and Profar. They pick up a lot of territory, and I'm probably going to move their logo over, which means that hitting Gwinnett Tyler Tolvey will be the only player coming to the Braves. They should be able to use him. He's a 45. There are worse players in the majors. All right, something I'd forgotten. Rome had already gone in round 3, so they were already off the wheel. So we're going to be at 161. We will have one more spin. I'm going to go ahead and do this since I'm here. Jerks and Profar's getting local popularity boost. He's going to well-known. The team itself, they're going to 98% fan interest. 10-8. Oh, he's a catcher. We lost one of our catchers. I guarantee you the Braves can use this guy. Oh, and by the way, another thing, since I'm here, the Rome Emperors were a Atlanta Braves team, and that is the first team the Atlanta Braves have lost. So now the Kansas City Royals is the strongest of all of the organizations. All of their teams intact. Tolvey is way down here. He's the 26th player added to the team, and there's 5 people below him. Drake Baldwin, the backup catcher, is only 1 point better. All right, Baldwin's better defensively. Tolvey is a better hitter. Interesting. Let's make sure this is correct. Chris Sale will play the next game, whether it's the Rocket City Pandas, Rocket City Trash Pandas, or the Gwinnett Stripers. Backup pinch hitter. Not the big victory the Braves were hoping for. They did raid their high A team for the best player they had, so bravo. Atlanta Braves was by far my maternal grandfather's favorite team. I've never really liked them. They were astonishing during the 90s, and it got old. I mean, what'd they do? Didn't they win the division like 13 years in a row or something like that? Here is the surprise final spin, and it's going to the Pirates. God, look at it. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta's starting to flex. Speaking of flexing, Pittsburgh's going after the West Virginia Black Bears. This is going to be a crime against humanity. A couple of things about this game. Paul Skeens, who I think is going to be starting the games, had 150 points of upgrades. The Pirates have played no games. But let me tell you, if the Pirates lose, Paul Skeens disappears, playing a draft league team. The West Virginia Black Bears beat the Washington Wild Things, aka Teen Wolf Fan Club, 1-0 in a completely pathetic game. That sounds heroic, 1-0, like the 91 World Series or something, speaking of the Braves, but it wasn't. It looked like everyone hadn't eaten any food in 2 days, but they were trying to play a baseball game. Gabe Craig has had 150 points of upgrades. He would be the transfer player for West Virginia. The Pittsburgh Pirates are assaulting this defenseless... I don't know why they couldn't have done this when the Wild Things were there. If the Pirates were a little bit better than they are, this could be 40-0. By the way, there's 39 people at this game. Basically, the Pirates' girlfriends and wives came. Not even that. Some of those didn't even show up. Jeez. Wind's blowing out to left at 7 miles an hour. Alameda going up against a marginally major league lineup. At least the top of the lineup is pretty solid. But none of these guys get out of the 50s. Half an inning. Paul Skeens. And again, I hope I'm saying it right. If not, I've been mispronouncing it for like 100 hours. Half an inning. Oh, man, I thought we were going to have a chance at a no-hitter. I didn't say it on purpose. Here's Henry Davis at the plate, who has teleported in from 1885 with that name. Half an inning. What is happening? Okay, at some point, Alameda is just gonna he's just gonna self-destruct. It has begun already. Alameda is still out there, 68 pitches in, still hanging around. Skeens with 6 strikeouts. Alameda's still in. He's entering the red. This is where it gets bloody. 9 strikeouts. Brandon Back. Is this the guy that's 6? The guy who's rated at 6 has a very similar name. What is his name? Brady Baxter. They still have a shot at winning this game at this point. Pittsburgh, top of the 6th. West Virginia, bottom. Pittsburgh, top of the 7th. And Skeens is at 10 strikeouts, pitching a 3-hitter. Top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th, top of the 9th. Paul Skeens, 98 pitches, 11 strikeouts, going for the complete game shutout. We're not watching this for the West Virginia comeback. Cade Snell at the plate. He's going to fly out to left. And finally, Matt Mateo, DH at 31-33. West Virginia calling out the... And the game's over. Complete game shutout for Paul Skeens. I expected no less. I actually was hoping for a no-hitter. He only allowed 3. I wonder how many he walked. Last time I saw it was 1, and that was deep into the game. He faced 31 batters. There is one draft league team left. It is this team, the Williamsport Crosscutters. Here is what the map looks like at the end of a particular episode, the first episode of round 3. Gabe Craig to Pittsburgh. Gabe Craig, low man on the totem pole for the Pirates. And he just goes, oh, he's in avoid high leverage mop up, but he's same role as 2 other actual major leaguers. Fan interest is going up to 63. Fan loyalty 3. Market size 5.
White Sox! White Sox! Go, go, White Sox! Let's go, 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 White Sox! We're with you all the way. You're always in there fighting and you do your best. We're glad to have you out here in the Middle West. We're gonna root, White Sox, and cheer you on to victory. When we're in the stands, we'll make those Raptors ring. All through the season, you will hear us sing. Let's go, 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 White Sox. Chicago's proud of you.